Today is speaking from Pathways, Engaging Humor, Level 2, Learning Your Style. Know your sense of humor. There are 4 styles of humor that he will be addressing today. Why do we need humor? Do we need all kinds of humor? Not all humor is positive, and you will learn today that some humor is depreciating. Are you ready to learn your style of humor? Let's welcome John to the lectern.
By a show of hands, how many of you know what your style of humor is? What style of humor you got right here?
Sarcasm, yeah.
Okay. Do your jokes always hit the mark? Perhaps you're using the wrong sense of humor. Now, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster guests, I'm going to talk about the 4 types of humor this morning. And if you bear with me, I have some comedians that I'm going to bring into the room. Some you know quite well, some you might not know. So give me a chance to get started. Let's see what your humor is. I went online and found a humor test. And that test tells you how good you are, how bad you are. So I was totally blown away after looking at my results. The scale was 100 to 1,000. I came in at 350. I said, wow, I'm not that bad. But I came in between slapstick and sarcastic. So that's not good at all. So you can go online and find out what your humor is. In the meantime, let me introduce you to the 4 types of humor. The 4 types are affiliative, aggressive, self-enhancing, and self-defeating. And I'll try and give you examples of each of these. Affiliative humor, you tell jokes to make others comfortable, which is a good thing. You use humor to get along with others, and you're always kind of in the positive mode. You get others to like you. One example with this would be Jerry Seinfeld, who focused on comedy dealing with everyday things. One of his jokes would have been, every instinct you have is right. Is wrong, then the opposite has to be right. Okay, it'll take you a while to get that. We're moving on. The second type is aggressive. Now we know all aggressive humor is the type of humor that where you are constantly ridiculing others, you're putting others down, and you're just really saying bad things. So what I call that type of humor is a bully. And we meet people in everyday life who are bullies, and you have to know how to deal with them. And the best way is to be quiet and walk away. The third is self-enhancing. This type where you turn things on yourself to get favors from others. You talk about yourself, but you also turn the feeling inside so you can gain favor. You want something that they've got, which is all right to do it that way, but it's not healthy. The third type is self-defeating, and we know that self-defeating is where you really putting yourself down all the time. You're just getting into yourself really good, but you make yourself the butt of jokes so that you put yourself down before someone else does. And that is a way of coping with life. That's why it's called self-defeating humor. And if I can give you an example, people say, woe is me, I don't have this. I can't pay my bills. I don't have money to go to the movie. I mean, it's just being pitiful. Now, one guy that brings this really to mind is Roger Dangerfield. He said, I don't get no respect. And when I was a baby, I was ugly. So that is the type of this self-defeating. And if I might give you an example of one other here, Jerry Seinfeld. I told you about that. The other one is Joan Rivers and Don Rickles. Woo! Now, you know Don Rickles has some really, really, really way out there humor. So he, on Milton Berle, he was roasting one night and he said, my idol, you were my idol as a kid. He said, but now I have to take shock treatments. And those are the three. John Ward, you know, was a volunteer announcer for the Tennessee Volunteers. And he would always say is that volunteers win. That's all I care about. So the four types, again, are the ones that you need to look at. Now, Rob Martin was a psychologist back in 2003, and he concluded that self-indulgence, or what is this? Self-defecating humor is one of the defeating humor is one of the worst kind of humor. Because what it does, that and aggressive humor, all it does is make the world full of anxiety, and it creates a lot of neurotics. So I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite type sayings, which I look at every day if I can get these notes together here. And it said, you can do good in life. You can be sour or you can be sweet. But you can make it whatever you want to be if you just use good self-humor. It's Toastmasters.